नंबर 13 लिखिए, इक्वालिटी डज नॉट मीन ट्रीटिंग एवरीवन इक्वल, डिस्कस. So this is question of 2015, 758. Straightforward question है. Equality does not mean treating everyone equal. Straightforward. Write the view of the egalitarians. What does equality mean and what does equality does not mean? Discuss. Okay. So I think 10 minutes will be enough, but still I am giving you 12. अच्छे से इस आंसर को लिखिए. Let's check the answers now. The word equality is derived from the Latin word arcolis, meaning equal or like. And in socio-political theory, equality means absence of discrimination or absence of privileges. Good. Aristotle defined equality as treating equals equally and unequals unequally. Also, if liberty is not to culminate into license, it must be qualified by equality. However, then does equality mean treating everyone equal? To this. Plus, you can also ask the rest of the questions here. What are rest of the questions? What are the consequences of? If yes, what are the consequences of equalizing everyone? And second question, if not so, then are some inequalities justified to? Yes, exist. These are the three questions that you can raise if you are raising one of the questions, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Under foundational equality, equality deals with the grounds on which demand for equality is founded, such as religious argument, rational argument. Okay. However, nature has created all things equal. Opponents of the view, ऐसा लिखिए. Opponents of the view argue that okay, traditional thinkers took phenomena of social inequality as something divinely ordained. Rousseau contends that there is difference between natural inequality and conventional inequality. Natural inequality like mind and soul different. Conventional inequality some men enjoy to the exclusion of others. ठीक बात है. Therefore लिख दीजिए यहाँ पे. Therefore, if the criticism of equality is equality implies literal equalization, it denounces all authority as unjust, is not the position held by egalitarian philosophers like Green, Mill, etc. और कंक्लूजन में लिखिए, equality as a principle puts limitations on liberty, if any, to prevent it from becoming an instrument of
License.
हाँ मतलब becoming an instrument of oppression. या आप ये लिख सकते हैं, equality is an instrument to bring liberty of some to liberty of all. Okay, ठीक है. It's a differently framed answer. One good part is you are revisiting the entire syllabus. This is actually how a socio-political answer should be written. Only thing is you have to mention the name of the schools of socio-political philosophy as well as the socio-political thinkers. ठीक है. अगर वो पार्ट हम इसमें ऐड कर दें तो दिस इज अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुली रिटन सोशियो पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी आंसर. आपको नोट्स मिल गए थे क्या? यू हैव रिवाइज द नोट्स प्रॉपरली?
Yes, sir.
स्कूल्स में इगैलिटेरियन स्कूल and on the other side libertarian school. Egalitarian school Lasky, Mills, Green. Libertarian school Nozick, Hayek, Berlin, so on and so forth. इनके नाम और ये schools के नाम जरूर आप include कीजिए. Okay, rest of the answer is good.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
और किसी ने लिखा आंसर?
Yes.
Equality stands for absence of privileges politically, whereas in socio-political philosophy, socio-political theory भी होता है विकास. It means equitable opportunities and fair treatment of individual in civil. ये भी तो political ही meaning है ना,
Yes.
है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
ये भी तो political ही meaning है, fair treatment of individuals, because equality before law और equal protection of law दो बातें है ना. तो सोशल पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी में इसकी मीनिंग क्या है वो आपको लिखना है भाई. अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्मल वर्सेस सब्सटेंटिव इक्वालिटी. ठीक बात है. एक्चुअली में एरिस्टोटल का जो पॉइंट है वो रिग्रेसिव है. एरिस्टोटल इज फॉर फॉर्मल इक्वालिटी नॉट सब्सटेंटिव इक्वालिटी. विकास, एरिस्टोटल कह रहे हैं कि भाई आप जिस जगह पर है, अगर आप मान लीजिए कि इफ यू आर अ सिटीजन, सो सिटीजन्स राइट्स कैन नॉट बी इक्वल टू द राइट्स ऑफ द किंग. बट अभी जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल in this scenario the citizen can never become a king, but in a democracy, in the concept of republic, can any citizen become the king?
Yes, sir.
Yes. तो एरिस्टोटल का मामला वो वैसा रिग्रेसिव वाला है, मतलब बेसिकली वॉट एवर यू थिंक ऑफ द रिजिडिटीज ऑफ द कास्ट सिस्टम, तो वो डिफरेंशियल इक्वल राइट्स की बात करते हैं. ही सेज दैट ओनली द equals should be treated equally and unequals should be treated unequally, but not in the positive sense. उनका वो वाला सिनेरियो है that if a train is late, it should run late. If the train is on time, it should be given priority. मतलब वो वाली सिस्टम है कि वंदे भारत को अलग सुविधा मिलेगी और बाकी के ट्रेन को अलग सुविधा मिलेगी. ठीक है. सो डोंट कोट हिम इन द पॉजिटिव सेंस ऑन इक्वालिटी. इनफैक्ट ये तो कहते हैं कि इक्वालिटी शुड नॉट बी अ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द स्टेट. कह रहे वरना रिबेलियन हो जाएगा, क्योंकि लोगों को लगेगा कि अगर हम सम कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर इक्वल हैं, सो वी शुड बी इक्वल इन ऑल कॉन्टेक्स्ट, एंड देयर विल बी अ फीलिंग ऑफ बीइंग marginalized or being discriminated etc, and people will revolt. तो इनका कहना था कि equality will become an instrument of revolution. See again, answer is not wrong, but from socio-political philosophy आपने क्या लिखा है इसमें? एक एरिस्टोटल के अलावा हमने और क्या लिखा है? यस. तो आपने आंसर गलत नहीं लिखा है, बट अगेन This answer is having evidences of a lot of blessing. So सोशियोपॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी लिखना है, सोशियोपॉलिटिकल थ्योरी नहीं लिखना है. अभी आपने शैव्या का आंसर देखा होगा तो यू वुड हैव रियलाइज्ड द डिफरेंस, राइट?
Yes, sir.
And treating everyone equally are often confused when they have distinct meaning. Equality refers to treating everyone the same regardless of any discrimination. On the other hand, equity involves providing different levels of support or resources based on individual needs. Foundational equality: we are all born equally, all human beings are rational creature. Distributive equality: it implies one is better than another. It is qualified into two. Natural inequality: according to egalitarians, equality is the basic principle. It has two parts: equality of opportunity. So कंचन, नोट्स को बहुत जल्दबाजी में आपने रिवाइज किया है क्लास के लिए. चलिए इसको दोबारा लिखिए.
Okay, sir.
According to Aristotle, justice requires inequality for people who are unequal. It holds that contributing maximum for the good of society are entitled to receive larger share of benefits and resources and vice versa. Those contributing maximum for the good of the society are entitled. ठीक है, अगर हम एरिस्टोटल की बात करें उससे पहले इक्वालिटी का क्या मीनिंग है? What does equality mean etymologically and in sociopolitical? अगर आप तीन लिखने का अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी हो तो तीन लिख दीजिए. एटिमाइलॉजिकली इक्वालिटी का मीनिंग क्या है, सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी में मीनिंग क्या है, और सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी में क्या मीनिंग है. और हमने सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी में इसकी मीनिंग की जगह कुछ सवाल रेज किए थे. आर ऑल ह्यूमन बींग्स इक्वल? इफ यस, what are the consequences of equalizing everybody? Thirdly, if not, are some inequalities justified? What are the principles for that? अगर यही सवाल 15 मार्क्स या 20 मार्क्स में आया है तो हम अपना इंट्रोडक्शन इतना इलोंगेटेड कर लेंगे उस केस में. इफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज अ 10 मार्कर, देन वी विल राइट अ शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन. एटिमाइलॉजिकली क्या मीनिंग है और सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी में इसका क्या मीनिंग.
Yes, sir.
और हाँ, अगर यही 20 मार्क्स में है तो हम ये तीनों ही मीनिंग लिखेंगे इन आवर इंट्रोडक्शन. नीड नॉट वरी कि हमारा इंट्रोडक्शन लंबा हो रहा है. ऑप्शनल में इंट्रोडक्शन कैन गो टू दैट लेंथ. ओके.
Yes, sir.
Egalitarianism, which implies no justification or rational grounds have to be stated while conceding equal opportunities. ठीक बात है. Inferiors have a tendency to think those who are equal in some respect should be equal to. ये एक्चुअली में एरिस्टोटल का व्यू है. What you are quoting here is Aristotle's view. Those who are unequal in some way should be unequal in all ways. Equality according to merit. ठीक है. Men criticism, men are not just, but they are different in their talent, ability and effort. Grave injustice. Some sections from acquiring unlimited. ये part तो ठीक लिखा है आपने. This part is fine. Second part of the answer is correctly addressed. That means The criticism of equality is meaning everyone is equal, and the conclusion of the answer is fine. First part is not represented. Yes, Shavya, what is the question?
So it is equality does not mean
Equality does not mean.
treating everyone equal. Discuss.
So etymologically, the term equality derived from the Latin word. What is the Latin word, Shavya?
Sir, Aqualis, AEQU.
Equalis, AEQ means equal or like. In political theory, yeah, in political philosophy, it is absence of discrimination or privileges. However, in socio-political philosophy, three important questions are raised. On the meaning of equality. What are the three questions, Vikas? What is the first question? Yes.
Are all human beings
Yes. Are all human beings equal? If so, अब थोड़ा सा ऑर्डर बदल रहे हैं नोट्स का. What are the consequences of equalizing everyone? This part we will be writing in the criticism part of the answer. Okay. जो हम इस आंसर का क्रिटिसिज्म लिखेंगे, that all of them should not be treated equally, उसका क्रिटिसिज्म जो हमको लिखना है वो यहाँ पर लिखेंगे. Okay. If not so, are some inequalities just, and what are those principles? These questions addressing the meaning of equality are answered through two principles, which are foundational equality Now, what is the meaning of foundational equality? Yes. What is the meaning of foundational equality?
So the grounds on which demand for equality is founded.
Yes. The grounds on which demand for equality, meaning treating everyone equally, can be sustained. Rational ground. Men and women are rational and have similar feelings. So similar emotional and psychological needs. Religious grounds. Human beings are all created by creations of
God.
God, and logical or evidence based. No difference in the color of blood across gender, religion, race, etc. So first principle we have established in foundational equality. Foundational equality में meaning क्या है? Treating everyone equally. उसके हमने आर्ग्यूमेंट भी बता दिए कि भाई रैशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट है, लॉजिकल आर्ग्यूमेंट है. यहाँ पर हम ये कह रहे हैं कि इट इज ट्रीटिंग एवरीवन इक्वली. ओके. However, opponents of this view raise objection, citing arguments like nature does not ordain equal treatment, as all things are made unequal. For example, moon, sun, mountains, birds, animals, etc. The famous maxim, who has said that if you cannot swim like a whale or fly like a eagle, you cannot complain of being denied equality? इसका
Berlin.
maxim. Yes.
Berlin.
Yes. So the famous maxim of Berlin, that if you cannot swim like a whale or fly like an eagle, does not deny the principle of equality. Such objections are answered by the second meaning, expounded by egalitarian philosophers like Green, Mill, etc. in the distributive principle. यहाँ पर रॉल्स रूसो भी लिख लीजिए. Distributive principles of equality. Rousseau makes a distinction between natural inequality in bracket, which is not desired to be removed, and conventional inequality. And conventional inequality is a product of
Wealth, power, and prestige.
yes, which is a product of unequal distribution of wealth, prestige, of power, or you can write which is a product of social structures and processes, and hence to be removed. Thus arise the principles of equality of opportunity, which is treating everyone equally, while equality of outcome, which recognizes the differences in the starting position due to imposed social and historical disabilities. Therefore, equality is not literal equalization. It is merely an instrument to prevent liberty from becoming license, or liberty from becoming an instrument of, and liberty from becoming license, and to present freedom of one to freedom of all. Now, in this question, additionally, you can write some of the examples from your current. कुछ example आप current से लिख सकते हैं from any perspective. You can also write examples from your paper 1. Paper 1 में Indian conception of moksha recognizes the different starting points of the jiva. It recognizes that, for example, अगर हम सांख्य philosophy की बात करें तो सत्व, tamas और rajas are present in different proportions in different jivas. That is why there is plurality of jivas in Sankhya philosophy. But all these philosophies have a common end, that is liberation from the cycle of birth and death, or liberation from the cycle of suffering. That is common in all the philosophies. So you can write one aspect. They are treating the differences in the starting position in the conception of moksha. For example, Adi Shankaracharya, maybe he is talking about Pratibimbavad. There is one Brahman reflected in different pools of water. One moon is reflected differently based on the ignorance or based on the clarity of this water. However, the ultimate reality is Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, Jivo na Parah. Jiva is non-different from Brahman. So that part, if you will be able to add, it will get you that additional 0.5 or 1 marks straight away, if we are able to link answers in your paper 1 and your current. Is this clear? Yes. Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Vikas?